Seems to be working. Volume for this looks quiet, but workable. Huh. Yang and Necro brings me back to that match or that SBO. I had Sugiyama and Roshi Hikari on the same team. Damn, I haven't thought about that in a minute. That drill hit so high. Didn't know Yang was that tall. That probably won't work. If that was SA1, it would have been good. Probably. I don't know. It would have been parryable. Oh, Dizzy. He did far forward. I wonder if far fierce would have worked. Far forward's probably more reliable. You can juggle with anything there. Anything that reaches, which is actually not that much for Yang. Oh, good awareness. Hi. Wow, what a sad username. What human doesn't use EX there? That's right, he was saving it for there. That dive kick. That was nice gameplay. Akuma. I think this matchup was seen as being pretty even. But Yang's Dizzy output actually does some work here. Ooh. 24 months. How do you even stay sub to me when I like fucking stream once a week? He's just chucking out those fierces. Seamus. Two Rekkas. Hard to challenge. It's actually, because there's no auto block in this game, it's actually surprisingly technical to challenge, like, second Rekka without opening yourself up to third Rekka. Even, like, doing an OS parry, you've gotta wait. He went for optimal. Ooh. Didn't go for optimal that time. I think he had a Dizzy without meter, with the double medium kick into jump fierce. Second Rekka is pretty minus. It's like -6 or something, or -7, I think. Characters can punish it. It's not like super easy. I don't know if you can get like a far low forward on it, but you can like punish it with throwing stuff. Various supers. Most boring character to watch, probably Chun-Li. I think Sean has some novelty. Ooh, he went for the KKZ reset and got it. Sean has some novelty as a character because he's so rare, but most of the Sean footage I've seen has been very uneventful. It's like Ken, but without all the flashy things Ken can do. KKZ reset is a pretty fancy thing to see. It's not so difficult, but it's scary. I don't know what characters it works on. I'm pretty sure it doesn't work on everyone. But it seems to work on most characters. Love that juggle. Necro has to do, I think, light electricity for that one. Oh, the SA3? He did jab reset SA3. He might have just had SA3 there, like without the jab reset, that would have comboed. SA3 Akuma is very rare. It's probably the rarest super from him. A lot of people probably don't know this, but he can do his SA3 midair as well, and it does a little bit more damage, but of course it's harder to land. You typically only see it from, wow, the back throw. You typically only see it from, a cancel from Meritatsu, which is also somewhat rare. I believe SA3 is Akuma's most damaging of his three supers. His three normal supers. Wow, dash in SA3. This Akuma's going nuts. I don't even know if that's invincible. I imagine it is, or at least it has some invincibility. Alright, you're fine with it now. Okay. Good old Toward Strong. It's unthrowable. Very, very good in that scenario. However, it does you can't cancel it to anything but demon, so there is a very real chance that you get parried. Most people would take a throw there though. Nice teleport on an ambiguous cross-up dive kick. I think it would have been a real cross-up, but I actually have no idea. Wow. He went for close strong. That works there, I think. If you get a mid-air hit, uh, close medium kick, that might go under. If you get a mid-air hit, close medium kick, and then you get that close fierce didn't hit. That's bullshit. That should have hit. What the fuck? Oh, and then you get a very high connect roll. You can typically people do like walk and jab, but you can actually do like walking close strong, but it's very hard. The close fierce didn't hit again. Not very good at hitting Yang's neutral jump, I suppose. That kick looked good. He had to confirm there. He could have just come down and done something. A very good dive kick. Nice. RIP the SA3 Akuma. SA3 Akuma is very novel. I believe it's the easiest one to parry out of if he jab resets you. Of course, SA1 is technically easier, but Akuma recovers. So while you're doing the parry of SA1, he'll fuck with you. Whereas Akuma doesn't recover for the jab reset super of the other two supers. Nice. All right, SA3 versus This is seemed to be the this is seemed to be good versus Hugo. Yang SA3 is supposed to be the counter. I think this is considered to be quite a bad match for Hugo, but not his worst. Chun-Li's probably his worst. But this is like Yang gets SA3 really fast and basically gets guaranteed damage almost every time he does it. It's very hard to parry and get something going, unless it's like a super one and you're lucky. And it's quite risky because he could be doing universal overhead or something. And these are all just plus, and they all just lead to combos. He's actually just taking resets instead. He got a lot of damage out of that. Look at that. Look at the meter he spent. That little teeny bar, and he got half of Hugo's health, and Hugo's got a fuck ton of health. That meter comes back quick. This is still winnable for Hugo. Now it's very easily winning, or winnable. Dive kick into low parry. Alright, he just has to not get supered, which should be pretty easy. Ooh. I got scared for a sec there. KF15 is very high quality in my book, but KF13 has a special place in my heart because of how deep it is. After that, I guess the next best is probably KF 2002 or something. A lot of people would probably say 2 is better than 13 or 15. I mean, 2002 is better than 13 or 15, but I don't care about what those people think. Very nice. Oh, he went for a close medium kick reset. That's very tricky actually, because Yang can do low medium kick there, and he can do command grab there. So it's actually like a nice little three-way mix-up. I think people usually prefer ultimate match, right? Unlimited match. Oh, he saw a ghost on that confirm. You don't see Yang players do that confirm very often. I think it works the same way as like, give him a close medium kick. Actually, I don't know if it's a late cancel or an early or a super link for Yang. Ooh. Look at this. They're going nuts. That was like 10 parries in 5 seconds. I want to see Akuma land a super. Oh, demon. That works. There was no way to save that. How fucking fancy was that? Dash under, and then whether he dive kicked or not, a demon caught. That was insanely smart. Never would have even occurred to me to do that. Dash under to get out of the neutral jump dive kick mix up is a thing that I've seen before. Oh, that's not real. Wow. An promotion offer for my channel. Amazing. Oh, what was that? Did he mean to buffer that? Oh, he didn't even get the punish! And Dakuma committed. That looks good. Yeah, nice. Looks like it might have lost some hits at the end. Nice. Wow, that hit really far apart. That was like medium Tatsu lasted only. And then he got a juggle out of it. Very rare scenario. I'm guessing medium Tatsu just adds juggle points per hit. Probably like 2 plus 2 plus fucking, I don't know. Making shit up. You can juggle a super after medium Tatsu. And a DP in very specific scenarios. No. There's no mashing component to Akuma's SA3. It's hard for me to even think of a super that does power up when you mash it. Ken SA2 does. There's a few of them. Nice. Necro SA1 is the really obvious one. That one, the punish window actually changes depending on how much he mashes it, so you've got to be really ready. The Akuma's actually using Akuma's DP, which is a little sus. Whoa, KKZ! That does an ass ton of damage if you use it like that. That completely turned the game around. KKZ is pretty slow, but it is invincible for like the whole animation. If Yang blocks it, I'm sure SA2 is just a punish. This Akuma player is using everything. Alright, there we go. Little red fireball reset. Parrying that is actually a mistake. Well, you can parry the first hit without too much risk, but parrying multiple hits kind of opens you up to mix-ups. Nice re-corner. This is actually completely turned around in Necro's favor now. There we go. The taunt. Pretty easy meterless kill. Wow, look good. Damage is not even that high. That's kind of sad. SA2 grounded might do more damage than SA3 grounded. Anime and manga, do I think would work as a fighting game? One Piece. All of them. Anything shonen. One Punch Man, but Saitama's not playable. Or like Saitama's like a joke character where all of his attacks just instantly win. But you could have a decent fighting game out of everyone else. Oh, it exists. And it sucks. Alright, that time he did not miss the punish. That is kind of an unusual punish that most people probably wouldn't know. It's not tricky or anything. It's like exactly when you think it would be. How about a JoJo fighting game made by Capcom? That sounds like it could be alright. Low Strong just lost. Oh, I missed it. I think there was a little bit more to that. Oh yes, that was the game I was referencing. That's quite hard to punish. Necro's SA3. A lot of characters don't really have a good thing they can do. There are various supers that punish it, I think. Oro doesn't really seem to have a great option. Depends on where I am when I block it. If I'm like right point blank, this is easy kill. That background house is plus a lot. We saw in the last match he linked Stand Strong, which is not exactly a fast normal. It's okay. Back roundhouse also links straight into. Ooh, that would have been really nice if you blocked the whole thing. I mean, parried the whole thing. What roundhouse? That's scary. Don't do that. God throw. This is now like good for Necro. When Necro's got you in the corner like this, Akuma's fighting his way out though. Ooh, he tried to shimmy back fierce, and Akuma's throw actually still grabbed it. Also sick parry and punish. I'm kind of really rooting for this Akuma because of his gnarly way of playing plus his use of SA3. Nice. Stand strong to beat the drill. Hitting drills on the way in is very possible for like the whole cast, but it takes good awareness of what your good normals to do it are. Akuma can do low short into all three of his supers, by the way. Ooh, look at that. This guy's kind of making the case that SA3 is... Well, you could use SA1 for that as well, but SA3 is stronger, and they have the same length. Phew! Stand strong, beat back strong. Clean. Oh. Oh, love it. You get parried, you just mash DP. Your cancel window comes before the opponent recovers from the parry. So if you cancel into something fast, and, you know, especially something fast and invincible. Ooh, good confirm. Also SA1. You had to parry that because you're about to die. But that kind of parry lets Akuma get close and push a mix up. The Akuma player here played it pretty safe. He didn't try and do anything. He just got close and backed off. In third strike, you especially see that from a lot of good players. They'll choose their moments very carefully. That was a failed Kara. I think Aura's ugly, but I've ignored that, like, for years. So I guess Aura would be an answer for me as well, but it, like, doesn't stop me from playing him. Wow. I came up punished the low strong and didn't do anything, but it was kind of scary to do anything, actually, because Ken could punt combo. Cancel it. So Akuma tried to... Oh, this is death. Super, or Lowe's roundhouse also works. I think Aura would actually be a lot more hated if he was an attractive character. Double DP. From point blank, you don't need that versus Necro. But depending on your setup, you might need it. I think if Akuma... I mean, not Akuma. If Aura was like an attractive character, um, he'd have a lot more players and people would be a lot more mad about his extremely gnarly kind of cheap gameplay. But you kind of expect cheap gameplay from like a Sennin style character. Like you look at Oro and you know some weird shit's gonna happen. An hour and want to play? Well, I'll probably be around an hour, but I probably won't want to play. Nope. Oh, no cancel. He could lose because of that. Scary. Just find a low short somewhere. There it is. It was low short. I think he thought that was going to be blocked and he was going for a chip out, but the low short actually hit. Necro's meter's not so precious. I mean, it's, you know, you'd rather keep it, but he usually has a super stocked between opportunities for them. Looks good. Very nice. That might kill. No, not quite. Is that an EX Fireball? He did EX something. Jump Jab. EX Fireball is the most common chip out for Ken if he doesn't have meter. Yes, we will see 3S characters in 6. Look, there's already a Ryu, Ken, and Chun-Li. The Beth Cup I came the closest to winning in SF5 was I got sniped by Candle using cheap ass Season 3 Abigail. He did the 50% combo on me from Command Grab. Those are the days. Wow, my videos are liked. You may have noticed I haven't been putting that much stuff on YouTube or on Twitch just recently. It's because I started my externship at the hospital, so now I work, you know. I go to, stay medium kick, super punish. Now I go to the hospital 15 hours a week and also go to classes like another 17 hours a week. So, you know. My externship's been really fun though. So people may know that I was working at Home Depot for years, and I intended to only work there until I got a job related to my degree. But I kind of got there, and it was easy, and it was near my house. So I was just like, okay, let's just keep working here. And somehow, 7 years passed of me working at Home Depot without changing anything. And then, fairly recently, around the time of COVID, I decided I wanted to not work at Home Depot my entire life. So I went to school for, well, I started trying to get into a program for uh, radiologic technologists, and it was very competitive. But nice confirm. Uh, I took a bunch of classes that were in the program and got good grades in them. I got all A's actually. I never got anything lower than an A. And eventually I wrestled my way into the program. I jumped the wait list because my grades were so good. They do it by GPA. And it was very easy during COVID because all the classes were online, so I didn't have to do a whole lot of traveling, which, you know, made things a little bit less stressful for me. Um, I can tolerate the way any fighting game looks. Anyway, I got into the program last fall, and I finished that semester, and now I'm in the second semester of a 4.5 semester program, and I'm working at a hospital. So it's not actually kind of a class, but I am graded based on what the hospital thinks of how I'm doing. Um, and 2 days a week, I'm going to a hospital and working like a full day shift. I could talk all about that if you guys want to hear about it. Basically, I sit in a room and wait for orders to show up on a screen, and then when an order shows up, either I go out to where they are, if they're in like the ER or like the rooms upstairs, or they come to me. Ooh, who does that? Who parries clap and then does walk in overhead? And it worked too. That was like some ascended read. That looked like a link into super. That didn't look like a cancel. You missed to confirm that time. Anyway, sometimes if they're outpatients or stuff like that, they come into the X-ray room, and then we shoot the X-ray there. But oftentimes we're taking the portable X-ray machine. I've shot a few X-rays on humans now. I've aimed the thing, X-ray tube, and I collimate, and then I back up and I say, "How's this?" And then the people with me are like, either do this, do that, or they're like, "Oh, that looks good." And then I push the button, and then an X-ray appears on the screen. I kind of left out the patient instructions. I'm like, hold still, don't move. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath and hold, push, and breathe. Nice. Love seeing that juggle. EX Lariat is my favorite Hugo thing. It's because it's really hard to use. It's kind of like a little mark of mastery to see EX Lariat used in all scenarios where it's possible. Even something simple like 2 jabs into EX Lariat is quite difficult. Weird patient interactions. Not too many yet. I had the one I tweeted about where I We shot an X-ray on someone. It was a baby in the neonatal. It's like it was a neonatal X-ray on a baby in the NICU, the NICU, and the baby was exactly 1 day old. Probably a little bit less than 1 day old. It was like, hey, baby. I didn't shoot that X-ray. I just stood there. There's a lady where we've X-rayed her like 4 times in 1 week, and I was there that I was aware of that I was there for. I kept on getting the same request for the same lady, and every time we went over to um, I'm very careful about telling people to breathe, but people will just be like, "Can I breathe?" if you forget. Not that that's ever happened to me. That didn't kill. Is that not heavy? Low short, low short. What was I gonna say? Ken probably did jump in parry there. This lady, we X-rayed her a bunch of times, and every single time she says getting X-rayed makes her nauseous. And I can 100% buy that getting posed for the X-ray makes her nauseous, because that is very believable. But getting X-rayed, you don't feel. That being said, when you get, like, a lot of the people we're X-raying are very old and infirm. So when we're sliding, first of all, you have to sit them up as high as you can for like a chest X-ray, or lie them down flat on their back for like a KB, and then you've got to slide the image plate underneath them, and it's quite large and very stiff. Are you sure it's not just the fact that you know you're being X-rayed? Oof. I've parried that one to win the game before. It's one of the very obvious things Ken might do to you at endgame. Low forward EX uppercut, stand strong EX uppercut, target combo EX uppercut maybe. Of course he might throw you, just a guess. Most Kens throw because if you throw, you'll catch their parry and kill them. And if you throw and they take the throw, you didn't die. Whereas if you do a DP and they parried the DP, you could die. What game is this? Wrong answers only. This is uh, Michael Jordan Chaos in the Windy City. Infinite Seinfeld, no. That looked like walk-in low parry for the Hugo. Oh, that was actually punishable. Not easy to punish though. How do you download Third Strike on PC? You got Third Strike in your name. First of all, Google a program called Fightcade. It will tell you very specific ROMs that you need once you have it. And also you'll be able to play it online against other people. I don't know if it actually, like, I don't know if they host the ROMs, but there's websites that are just like, hey, this is all the Fightcade ROMs, and Third Strike will be on there. I think the thing I like most about EX Lariat is that um, is when it's a SA1 Hugo running it or using it, because you got to make that additional assessment of when the meter is worth spending. That was a really good crosscut. Crosscuts still work. Autocorrects actually still work, but they're very tight in this game. Much easier in SF4 and SF5. Ken's making this look really hard with that neutral jump medium kick. Um, you parry. Block away from the direction that or through the fireball, maybe. It depends on what setup he's going for. Nice, EX Lariat. Doesn't actually do that much damage. I thought it was more than that. Oh, I narrowly muted in time I sneezed. Biggest gap between top and bottom tier. Phew. Marvel versus Capcom 2, maybe? It's probably just a fighting game with a huge roster. Or just a fighting game that's got really shit balance, so I don't know. Biggest gap between pro and casual would probably be Smash Melee. Um, Let me see. Most balanced fighting game of all time is hard to say. I don't know if I've ever parried that. I parried it with the regular fireball, but never with the EX fireball. Oh, that hitbox looked kind of funky. That looked like a Ken jump medium kick and not a Kuma jump medium kick. Oh, what a whiff punish. Yeah, and characters makes much more sense as a question. That's what I figured it was. See, you only need one character who's absolutely bonkers. Like, Omega Gen is just insane. Nice punish. So, like, you know, SF4 Omega would have been a good answer. But back when Omega Gen still existed. Just because of, like, how insane he is. The gap between him and every other character is just, like, you basically need a perfect for Omega Gen to not be able to just beat you instantly. It's probably not a fighting game anyone plays. Brawl with no bans, with no like stage bans, would probably be a very good answer. They've done various things to kind of make the balance a bit better, like banning stages and whatnot. But if you turned on items, if you turned on stages, Brawl's balance gets even worse. So if you just treat that game 100% as shipped, like, it's probably a good answer. Storm and Sentinel are still really interesting characters for what it's worth. When you're actually playing a fighting game, there's only 2 characters on the screen, or, you know, as many as 6. So yeah, it's fun to fight a variety of opponents across a period of time. But if you're just a Ken player and you're just playing a Necro player, you know, if you're having fun, you're having fun. The fact that Chun-Li exists somewhere in the game isn't changing you versus Necro. I've been doing a bunch of college stuff, working at a hospital. I had a really bad week this week. You guys wouldn't believe. X-rays are good. They're one of the consistent parts of my life. X-rays have never failed me. Um, there are so many things, I'm going to fail to remember them all. I took a test, and I didn't get a very good score, and it was a multi-choice test. And I think I got one of the lowest scores in the class, so I'm feeling pretty dumb. Normally I get one of the highest scores in the class when I do my tests, but this one I just absolutely just blew chunks. Part of it was that I watched a bunch of esophograms at a hospital, and then answered questions. The test was on like esophograms and upper GI, and I answered based on how our hospital did it, and those weren't even the right answers. Like one of the questions was like, do you prefer to do an esophagram recumbent or erect? And I put erect because we do all our esophograms erect, but then it turns out recumbent is better for some reason or another. That was not a combo, and thus he could parry. It missed the first hit. Ken was very far away. I'm not even a little bit Asian. I might be a little bit Asian. I think one of my great-grandparents was Indian, like South Asia. And technically speaking, Indians are Asians. Ooh, nice. Anyway, I didn't do too well on that test. And it's a class where like I can miss up to 25 points and still get an A in the class, and it's literally the first test, and I've already missed like five. And it's just like, wow, I didn't want to. Getting an A is gonna be a lot harder now. If I get a C or if I get a D or below in the class, then I have to retake the whole well, not the whole program, but I have to wait a year to continue the program because I got to retake the class. So I really don't want that to happen. Um, but you know, to get at least a C is probably going to be extremely easy. But I want an A, and an A is now looking quite difficult, even though I've only had a single graded piece of work. What else? Oh, I had something very embarrassing happen to me that I don't even want to talk about here. But I guess I'll talk about it anyway. I have a very dry scalp, okay? And sometimes it peels and I get dandruff. And in particular, in January I got COVID, you guys may recall. And I was also trying Selsun Blue instead of Head and Shoulders, which is what I normally use. And the combination of me getting COVID and going like 3 days without showering, and I was just like in my bed like continuously for like 3 days. And the change to Selsun Blue, which basically does nothing for my dry scalp, my dandruff got really bad. And then even once I was back to showering daily and back to using Head and Shoulders, my dandruff kind of stayed bad. My skin was still peeling. And now I'm showering like twice a week with tar, and the rest of the time with Head and Shoulders, and it seems to have fixed it. Now I'm using like a tar shampoo. No, but that's not the super embarrassing part. The super embarrassing part was that two of my clinical coordinators talked about how they could see my dandruff and talked to my uh, uh, professor to talk to me about what I could do about it. Yeah, tar is actually a fairly common thing to treat dandruff. Well, it's not like pure tar, but it's like, shampoo with like tar in it. It's like the single most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to me. Is my professor kind of like saying see me after class and me wondering what the fuck is going on, and then I go see her and she's like, yeah, so like I don't see anything in your hair now, but like two different people talk to each other at your hospital saying you had bad dandruff and it might not be like hygienic in a clinical setting. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna drive home today. I'm just gonna drive to the nearest bridge and jump off it. It is so unbelievably embarrassing for someone to have to bring up your hygiene to you. But I can't, like, I don't know what to do. I literally don't know what to do. It's started to get better because I have been going crazy with different new products. But like, it's never gonna go away. Hi. It's just genetic. My brother has super bad dry scalp. My dad had super bad dry scalp. And I will just have super bad dry scalp. My entire top of head situation is just fucked. The hair thinning is there too. Anyway, my check engine light came, or not check engine, my tire pressure light came on recently on the way to class, and that was a little bit stressful. But I was like, whatever, I'll just go the rest of the way. And I get to class, and that looked really far away. I guess it was because it was after a jump in. It was close strong into a light uppercut, and I didn't. He looked too far away for another one without Kara. Normally, you can do close strong into light uppercut twice on Necro without Kara, but that one I guess he just wasn't close enough. I played single player games a lot recently, but let's not talk about that. Um, So my tire pressure light came on, and I get to the campus, and I'm like, okay, I'll just come back after class, and if any of my tires look flat, I'll call AAA. And if none of my tires look flat, I'll probably change the drive home. So I get back to my car after class, and all the tires look fine. And I mention it to, while I'm walking over there, I mentioned it to one of my classmates, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I work on cars or something like that. I'll look at it." He's like, "I'll look at it," and all of them look pretty normal. He's like, "Yeah, I don't see anything wrong." We couldn't even see which tire would be the supposedly flat one. So ooh, nice parry. He probably thought he'd be parrying an uppercut. Uh, I start driving home, but my gas light comes on, so I stop at a gas station, get some gas. By the way, I'm spending like $30 a week on gas because of all the fucking driving I'm doing, because I'm 30 miles away from my college and 30 miles away from my hospital. And they're 30 miles apart from each other, so it's just stupid. Um, I stop at a gas station, and I look at one of my tires. It was raining that day, so I don't know if it's just a shadow, but the tire looks like it's kind of like flattening. You know, it's like kind of like a piled up at the bottom kind of thing when it's like going flat. I was like, oh shit, like I can't drive home on that. This is gonna damage my car. So I call AAA, and I sit in my car for the whole time I'm waiting. And like right before the AAA guy shows up, I get out of my car to meet him, and I look at my tires, and they all look fine. And I'm like, what the fuck? Did I see a ghost? Like, why did the tire look flat? It was so weird. So I just had to be like, all of a sudden I was all embarrassed. I was like, I have to think of a reason to fucking bring the AAA guy here. I was just like, hey, can you check my tires and like, refill them? I don't want to drive on a flat. And he was like, oh yeah. And he just fucking put some air in the tires and he checked them all. And he said that none of them looked that low, and they all like matched each other. So he, I don't know like why the tire pressure light came on, or if it's just like the weather, or if it's just because like they were all just a little bit below the normal threshold, or like whether I got a puncture. Anyway, I take it to a tire place on the way home, and they check them all, and they're all even. And the tire pressure light's still on. I'm like, well, can you turn off the tire pressure light? And they were like, oh, it should turn off on its own after 20 mile or 5 minutes driving. And I was like, well, I drove here like 20 minutes and it's still on. And they were like, that's really weird. Come back if it won't turn off. And then later on, I found out in my owner's manual there's just a button I can press to turn it off. So I pressed the button and it turned off and it stayed off. But more recently than that, like a few days ago, my maintenance required turned on. So this was like a week ago for the tires, and then like a couple days ago for the maintenance required. And that happened on the drive to the hospital, so that was kind of stressful because I still didn't know whether one of my tires had a puncture or something, or whether my fucking, my electronics were on the fritz. So I take my car to the dealership, and I get them to look at it, and they give me an itemized report of everything that needs working on, and I don't even want to tell you guys how fucking expensive it was to fix it all. And I talked it over with my mom, and she was like, "Okay, we'll just do it." But like retrospectively, I probably should have taken it to like a. I probably should have taken the itemized report and then taken it to a mechanic and asked him which ones were worth doing and how much he would charge for them. But I already only have my car. I use my car a lot, and like I only have time to take it to like a mechanic on like the weekends, and it was already like Saturday. Anyway, we just had them do everything, and I just spent like a few grand. And I didn't know I would be spending that kind of money, and I don't have any income except my YouTube like ad revenue and Twitch subs. So having a big old bill immediately chomping into my savings was kind of annoying. Love that juggle. I think there was something else that was annoying recently. Oh, he did a good job fighting out of the corner. Yes, it's unpaid. Everyone who works there started as an unpaid intern. That being said, if it was up to me, unpaid internships would be illegal. I'm providing labor. At the very least, they should give me a janitor's salary since half the shit I'm doing is cleaning. I'm gonna start coughing and holding my hand out after each x-ray. Telling people it's customary to x-ray, or it's customary to tip your x-ray technologist. I've been meeting a lot of people all at once, as I'm sure you can guess. What a good cross through. Wow! Double low roundhouse into fucking short swing blow into super. That's insane. I don't know if I've ever seen that combo. That's weird as hell. He tried to red prey last hit. Very greedy. I wonder if that kind of electricity is punishable. Fun hospital stories. So, I didn't see him, but there was a person who came into the ER with a uh, Sharpie in his urethra. And he told the ER people that he fell on it. He fell on the Sharpie and it ended up in his urethra. And I saw the CT scan. It was quite cool to see the Sharpie and the dick and balls. We were all looking at it. Every single person in the department was like, wow, look at that. Neato. What else? What are some interesting things that have happened? I mean, it's not the same as seeing a photo to see an X-ray, but yeah, it was in there. It was like a regular Sharpie. There's a lot of downtime. I wasn't really ready for how much downtime there is. So at Home Depot, for example, whenever I would have to be ready at any time to just go like help a customer do whatever, and they could basically just make shit up for me to do. If a customer was like, "Hey, can you move this box from here to here?" I would just do it. You know. I think he could block. Okay. Um, but if there's no present like thing on the list that we're supposed to be doing over in the radiological juggle radiology, then everyone just is on their phones. There's no like pretense of having to look busy. I mean, we're not in the public eye or anything. We're like, hidden away in the radiology department. The throw. I saw the throw start up. Looked like regular throw, I think. I don't know. So, like, oftentimes, especially in the morning, there'll be like a whole hour or like an hour and a half where there's just no patients. What do I do on my phone? I like to play nonograms. I like to browse Twitter. Um, what else? I read the Reddit. I talk to people on Discord. So much for that. That was Desperate by the Akuma, but Desperate is sometimes the name of the game. Konami Puzzle Monogram. No. Very good throw. Very tricky situation. I've been here versus many a Necro, and it's hell. That was a punish, I think. Oh, He missed. The one I play is a game called Nonogram Galaxy, and it has ads occasionally, but it's free. It only has an ad after you finish a nonogram, and all the nanograms are huge. They're like 30 by 30, but I'm really good at nanograms, so. Nice. Jumped out of the fucking demon flip. That's one solution. You can actually just back fierce him, I think, but it might be scary because he might go over your head. I don't know how good back fierce actually is for Necro versus Demon Flip. Working graveyard shift sounds really fun at the hospital. Wow, that was a failed super, maybe? What was that? Who knows? Akuma's taunt doesn't even enable KKZ. You can just KKZ as long as you got full meter. Akuma's taunt powers up the next hit or combo, I think. Three too soon. Shame. Looks good. Another super will dizzy, so... Oh, never mind, he's dead. Wow. Thank for sub. Times 20. That's pretty pog. Back fierce into recorner. Oh, this is death. He can actually just kill here, I think. Uh, I was picturing a super combo. He just did EX. Probably meterless was best. Best taunt in the game is Q's. I made a video about what all the taunts do, and I also ordered them from best to worst. So go look at that if you want my opinion on how good all the taunts are. Dudley's is up there, it's very good. Q's is literally essential to his game plan. And it's also just like very easy to get up because it's so fast. You cannot play Q without taunt. Where's his Remy's? That was the conclusion I came to. It was Remy's the worst, then Chun-Li. Chun-Li's would be really good if it was faster. Chun-Li's would be one of the best in the game if it was faster. Ibuki's is one of the worst. The thing about Chun-Li is not only does the taunt take a long time, but also has a randomizing element that makes it take even longer. Because she can do different things, and some of them take a while. Pretty much all the ones that increase dizzy are borderline useless. G's levels and his V skill 2 are both nods to Q's taunt. Very nice. Love that combo. I like seeing Yang's SA2 actually hit. Just because it's kind of rare. Is that he's trying to KKZ a dive kick. I saw that. Ooh, after game cancel. Back throw would have been nice there. Nice. Oh, he mashed it. It was one of the mashy ones. Hard to punish. If Yang's like low forward is too far away, it's hard for him to punish anything. SA2 can potentially work, but it's got travel time too. DJ looks fun. Giving him that little fake fireball makes it look like fireball is going to be a very like core part of how he plays. He'll probably be somewhat defensive. It's a good way to ensure his fireball stays good regardless of whether he's fighting someone with good anti-fireball stuff. Bonk. Wow, walk in, pause, parry. Scary. I understand plays like that at this stage in the game, though. Oh, that was it? That was short if it was super cancelled. That's gonna kill. I think probably some of the SF6 characters will be secret characters. Well, I don't know, some. Maybe one. But the characters they haven't introduced yet, and the fact that they said like 16 at launch or whatever, we've already had how many revealed? It was more than 16. I don't know if they'll actually be unlockable. But I think they want to, I don't know, drum up the hype in some way. Wow. Very nice punish. I go for that punish sometimes as Zoro, and it's not easy. It's easier to just stand into a parry before he goes over your head. But you've got to do that. You've got to react fast. This is like, yeah. I think he was just dead. I think the first hit does more chip than he had health. And you can't parry the first hit. Theoretically, you can parry the first hit and red parry the... You can block the first hit and red parry the rest, but I think even the first hit was kill there. And I don't think Yang had any way of getting out of the way. His best hope was like a jump forward heavy dive kick or something maybe. But I don't see it. That was a good KKZ. It was a checkmate. In a game with very few checkmates, that was checkmate. Nice. Using a light DP as a poke versus a Lin character. Classic SF2 vibes. Oh, big punish. Well, it would have been. He shouldn't have dive kicked. He should have just come down. He probably committed to the dive kick pre-freeze. What is this? Is the super supposed to hit before? I've never seen that. It's so rare that I see something I've never seen. I think the super's supposed to hit before Necro hits the ground, and then the red fireball makes the parry harder. I've never seen that. It's fucking bizarre tech. Because it's fairly easy to parry out of that. Cool fireball. If you just raw jab into the SA3 reset, it's not a super hard parry. But the red fireball would theoretically make it harder. And I imagine Akuma SA3 just resets struggle potential every hit. No, it has to. This is death. He fell out! Why'd he fall out? Right. Surely there's some way to kill. I couldn't think of a way to kill, so I don't blame Necro for also not thinking of one. Ugh. 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 Okay. I have not worked with an MRI. At any point. The radiology department I'm in is an MRI. Zone 2. Who here knows what that means? Nice. When you just do a Tatsu on block and then you just match DP anyway. This Akuma plays wild, and I like that. A lot of Akuma players are too safe for their own good. Sometimes you gotta remind them. Wow, SA2. He had the red parry out. Not a super easy red parry, but not You know, there are worse red parries in the game. Or like depressed the trigger in some way while it was on him. Probably shot himself in the leg, I would guess. Wow. I was reading about a story in, I think, India in like the 2017 or 2016, somewhere around there, where I think they brought a gurney they brought a metal gurney into the MRI room while some guy was getting an MRI. The guy might have been on the gurney, actually. I don't know. But the gurney got pulled into the MRI tube, and it flattened the guy. It didn't like flatten him, but it flattened him enough to kill him. And I saw photos of it. It's used in instructive in hospital environments to be like, hey, don't fuck around with the MRI machine. It's like the right amount of like holy shit, but like not graphic, to see him kind of like crushed beneath this thing. It's like you could show this in. It's like the perfect amount of graphic to show in an instructional video. Hopefully that guy's death saves lives. Wow. Wayfarer normal into land demon. That's cool. Oh, I love it. You can actually do light Tatsu there. He did just Fierce Reset. Fierce like always works pretty much. But if you can get Air Tatsu into light Tatsu, you can get an uppercut ender or even an Air Tatsu ender, and it's super cool looking. I think Akuma's Air Tatsu raises JP by 1 per hit. Parry into low fierce. Oh, he tried to close medium kick. And Akuma did the dive kick, which pauses midair. Close medium kick, not a reliable anti-air. Versus demon flip. I just do Oro's uppercut, and that just reliably works. Oro's uppercut is supremely good for beating that. The down up motion makes it easy to do quickly. Oh no, he didn't get the EX. Optimal. Very optimal. Whew. What a comeback. Oh, the late cancel, like medium Tatsu or heavy Tatsu, whatever it was. Must be nice being an Akuma player and just like you just do heavy Tatsu whenever you feel like it. Okay. That probably would have linked to super if it hit. Who does that? Wake up, dash in demon. What an absolute Chad. Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, but regardless of whether he does anything that pauses. Wow, cool. He whiffed a light Tatsu after the air reset and then car throw. That was actually really neat. That low short stand jab would have confirmed an uppercut. He didn't commit to it, but it should have worked there. He didn't need to commit though. He was just winning. Nice uppercut. If the opponent parries your anti-air uppercut as Akuma, you can actually super cancel it, and that can potentially save you, since it's quite a long parry and the opponent might not be ready to get the whole thing. I think Akuma SA2 can do the Fierce reset after like a close Fierce as an ATR. Did he get him? Jesus. Jump over KKZ. Anyway, I think he can do that close Fierce reset and super cancel to SA2 and it actually hits fast enough that you get a combo. I don't know if it's that strong, but I think it works. Was that light red fireball? It was like a fucking Kage moment right there. Light red fireball is not used very much in this game. It is occasionally used to kind of bait people into going for extra parries. It does visually look distinct from heavy fireball though, so he dashed twice. They both dashed in at the same time and Akuma dashed again. There we go. Back Fierce worked well versus the Demon Flip. If you're watching for it, maybe it's decent. He wanted that. He wanted the buffer cancel, but it came out anyway because it whiffed too fast for his motion. Our Neko's super is all quarter circle forward punch. I wonder how many characters are that just have the same motion 3 times. I think Ryu does. There's no quarter circle backs or anything, but most characters have at least one punch and at least one kick super. And then occasionally there's a weird motion like Alex SA1, Hugo SA1. Actually, those might be the only two. I can't think of another weird motion besides like the secret supers like that one. Looks good. Necro actually has a good response. Standardizing the super motion was kind of cool. Yeah, most characters are all quarter circles. There's no charge supers in this game. There's only quarter circles and 360s. Well, A360 and A720. Even Ryu, it'll say like charge for his third one. Or Necro will say mash for the first one. Or like he will say, and then quarter circle forward punch for the third one. All the characters have something, I think, where it's just like, it's just not the same motion 3 times. Oh yeah, but there is a dip switch that gives you all 3 supers at once, and then it does give them 3 distinct motions. I think for Oro, it's quarter circle back, punch for the stones, and quarter circle forward kick for the booger, but I actually don't remember. Oro has quarter circle forward punch 3 times. But I think it has a unique message for SA1 that's like, you know, then punch or something like that. I actually don't remember, even though I've seen it like who knows how many times. Ah, there might have been a full walk under into close medium kick there for the kill. It would have dizzied. Even a grounded connect. He got it. We don't even know if Effie can fight, do we? Necro and Dalsum actually don't have that much in common gameplay-wise. They both have the drill. They both have stretchy limbs. But the actual... You could have them in the same game and it wouldn't be too weird. Oof. That is such fucking high damage. I want to say that's the strongest non-gill super in the game. I'm not sure of that, though. I think only Seraphic Wing is higher. Nice. It's very satisfying last 3 hits on that super because they do quite a lot of damage. The first 4 hits are pretty weak. Meaty roundhouse? Is that supposed to be back roundhouse? That was wild. He kind of almost made it look good. Trying to kind of poke the back fierce maybe. Didn't work. It's quite easy to whiff punish. Dead? Yep. That electricity, I think, builds meter. I think he can get to his active frames. You only build meter once you get to active frames. Wow. He had a cancel there. He could have canceled straight to super or to spin hook super even, maybe. That's true, but it's kind of an engine thing. Like, Necro in a game with no parries and no air parries would probably be much better defensively. Necro does have a nice rushdown mix-up thing going on. He can zone. Most characters in Third Strike have some capacity for zoning, but it's not the kind of zoning that you would think from, like, SF4. He zones in the same way that Vega zones, where he's not actually trying to stay away from you. He's just trying to stay inside his good attack range, which is still outside your good attack range. I would have said Birdie over Abigail, but I guess technically either of them. Like, no one would really call Birdie a zoning character, but he kind of a little bit has that same kind of thing going on, where he's kind of playing around with his big normals. Abigail's kind of too slow, but it's the same thing, really. Whatever happened to all the Birdie players? I remember when there were some. I've always been a Birdie believer. I don't know if Birdie was ever, like, OP at any point during SF5's lifespan. He has been nerfed a little bit a couple times, but it was, like, kind of nerfed from, like, kind of strong to maybe kind of weak. He's, like, he's very not bad. He's good enough that you could win a Capcom Cup with him. I don't know if you still could, but you could at some point. I think he's one of the more slept on characters, if I'm being honest, these days. I've only a few times seen people really play with the booger, but I feel like there's real shit to the... Or not the booger, the bubble. I think there's some real shit to the bubble. Nice. Ah, that stagger is so difficult. I wonder if Yang was just trying to walk back, or if he went for a... it looked like he was walking back. I don't think it was like a red parry attempt, but it could have been. He could have committed to anything. He could have taken the throw. Nice anti-air. Ugh. Didn't hit. These are mixes. This is real. All that was real. It could have been command grabs at any moment. He saved the meter. Probably was the right play. Jamie was very fun to play. I was caught off guard. I forgot how fun Rekka characters are. And he had a lot of fun stuff in general. His combos changing with his level was fun. Getting up the drinks was fun. On like the final day of the beta, I realized that anytime Jamie could do the command grab, he could do it after, or he could do the jab short strong combo after it. And not only that, but he could do strong into jab short strong, and that just worked after regular command grab. And I never saw anyone do that during the beta, but it seemed to be max damage from no resources. A lot of people would just land the command grab and then do like um, a button like low strong and cancel and top cut or something like that. That's probably I got it from you then. I was surprised that was still in range after command grab though. I remember that. It's a very good confirm for him. I was just doing stand strong into like jab rekas. When do you get the jab short forward or jab short strong? That's one drink, or is it two? The characters all felt very fun to play. TC unlocks at one drink? He has a bunch of TCs. I remember he has like a 4 drink TC that's like weird. One drink does give dive kick. And 2 drinks gives you the breakdance move. The breakdance move is really good versus fireball characters, and in general it's nice to have because it's his max damage special move, I think. Oh, that block on the cross-up was very nice. Oh, the juggle! Anti-air light DP into stay medium kick. It's always cool whenever you see that. Corner only, I think. Pretty sure corner only. Screen pollution. Ken's Shippu is very good in that context, punishing second Rekka. Birdie has a smidge of screen pollution. It gets so much worse than that. Like, you know, like he puts a can on the ground, but like when you see Mew 12 compared to Birdie, it's like not even the same thing. He was like a really screen pollution character in Blaze Blue. Arachna. Maybe what's her face, Rachel? Yeah. Nice. Love it. My mans did the stand strong TC. It's not even that strong. Wow. Prime Gaming. The cat. Ah, I'm surprised he wasn't pairing there. Anticipating like a light EP. Surprised roundhouse worked. Also S plus plus. I don't think there was a dizzy there. This kill? No. Chip out. Shameless. He was just like, fuck it. Let's chip him. I respect that. I was the punish. Stand strong. Oh, just medium kick. Okay. I definitely don't disagree with that punish. It's kind of funky sometimes when you get the anti-air close medium kick and then you can't get a juggle. Maybe you can if you like neutral jump fierce or something like that. Neutral shift jump for twins actually moves backwards, so maybe not. The cat. What a catch. I wonder if there's a juggle there. Probably not. That cross through! You guys see that? He just walked. He didn't even dash. He's all casual. He's just like, okay, I'm going through you. Alright, Dudley's got a mountain to climb. Never mind. He's dead. I don't know. For Yang second Rekka. Let's go here. I think Yang second Rekka has different strengths with different frame disadvantage. Whoa. Help. Okay. Look at this lovely vibrant red on this Yun. Nice. Wow, look, Necro. Topical. He didn't even jump strong stat. Alright, this looks pretty dire though. Okay. No ender. When Yun doesn't get the ender, he doesn't get the meter build from it, so it's something. I hate that. Anytime I eat that, it's just like, oof. Fake dive kick, low short palm. Delete Yun. Yun's this grimy ass character we all just live with. I play a grimy character too though, so I can't say anything. Nice. You can pay that lower high and it is reactable. Red parry. No dizzy. He didn't have super, so he couldn't have used super. How did that not stun? Does that just do no dizzy? What the fuck? I didn't think Young had that much back. That was risky. That was a risky shoulder. Okay. Doing the medium or heavy shoulder is asking to get parried, and even if you super cancel it, you get punished before you can recover. Sean, Q? Huh? What happened? It's weird for both the characters to change. We're on event mode. Okay, he didn't do the overhead one. I think it was available. Red parry, good awareness. That's always worth going for. The ball. It's SA2Q or SA3. I can't tell. It looks kind of like 3. It's SA2 Sean, which is probably the worst super for him. Tried to roll through. I think the roll is ungrabbable, so he must have grabbed the recovery. The meter's nice and long. Probably SA2. SA2 would be much more normal, but then again, Sean is not very normal. Sean sucks! Sean actually sucks! Jesus Christ, he did 2 low shorts and SA2 still fell out. What went wrong? I don't think you can do 3 low shorts on Q for what it's worth. But that's weird. It's very difficult to do a car throw after a parry, because if you buffer the throw, it won't be a car throw. Okay, that actually looks decent. Did he try to juggle? I think that does actually work there. I don't know, I've never seen it mid-screen. Ooh, this might kill. Yep. RIP to Sean. Sean fucking sucks, dude. I mean, I knew SA2 was bad, but... Oh, he's back. Missed the ball. SA1, he learned his lesson. That was towards Fierce, I think. Probably an accident. Kind of a weird time to do such a slow button. That's nice. He might have wanted close Fierce, but far Fierce actually worked there. Oh, that roundhouse is so... Or is that medium kick? I think it was roundhouse, right? Far medium kick, yeah, he kind of kicks downward. Nice. Challenging the dash is actually what you do. It's actually always minus enough that you can either punish it or beat anything he does. Sean SA3 is okay. He does appreciate EX moves, but it's his best super when you ignore that you have no EX moves. This is like a matchup you normally only see with like beginners. These are like kind of popular beginner characters, but like people, they kind of fall off like a cliff. Fall off a cliff at a certain level. Q is very popular at low level play and still exists at high level play, but he's less common. Sean just does not exist at high level play. Oof. This might not be the highest level play though. Round start EX tackle is really bad. The little things they're doing make me think they're quite decent. I think these two are just fucking around with weird characters. He fell out. That was like a safe jump. He safe jumped. Nice parry. He safe jumped Sean's fucking uppercut. Yo, this is the most blessed footage. He missed Q's head again. I wonder if you have to steer the ball different amounts to hit fucking different characters' heads. Cool parry. You can parry that on reaction, and it's a good idea. It might be a little bit harder for Q because he's taller. But Sean actually can't stop you from parrying it, and if you do parry it, you get a full punish on him. That being said, Q's punishes are actually somewhat awkward. It's usually just close medium kick slaps. We have no meter. I think the ball can hit everyone. Very good parry. And then he dropped the overhead. That might have been... No, I don't think that could have been a kill combo. He could have got the overhead punch, the straight dash punch, and then the super 2, right? But I don't even know with all that if it would have killed. What was that? Who punishes a fucking blocked EX uppercut with low medium kick? He did it all deliberately, too. Sean sucks. That's actually... That was okay. I wouldn't... Like, I don't think it's... It's worse than basically any other Fireball Super reset. Because it's a one-hit super. So the opponent actually gets a punish on you after they parry it. But he could have done that, and it would have worked, and it would have been okay. He just did it too early. It was a player mistake. Oh, the wheel. I've never seen that hit. I had no idea that hits 3 times. I literally never knew that. It just hits Aura twice. Even though I'm standing upright, Aura only gets hit twice. And it's only 2 parries as well. I've never seen that hit a tall character. That's a very easy parry, by the way. I would have lived. Oh, baby. Low tier's on the fucking show. This matchup is, from what I'm told, okay. Like, yeah, Sean sucks, but Remy's punishes are kind of mediocre too, so Sean being kind of unsafe is not a big deal. This is looking pretty horrible. Yo, he got blue nocturned. This is a blessed footage. I didn't even see that. That's the worst super in the whole game. I made a whole video about it. It's like comfortably the worst super in the game. Yeah, I got blue nocturned IRL. See, he did a DP that whiffed, and Remy can't even get up good punish on that with fucking blue nocturne. Oh, blue nocturne would have been good there. Okay. You can actually just hold up post freeze, and it gives you a jump in punish. But he was at a range where it was kind of awkward, because he couldn't get a close normal afterward. And Sean's air normals have very little hit stun actually, so something like jump Renhouse into low forward is actually surprisingly hard to hit. Wheel kick might get blue nocturned midair. So yeah, you might actually be punishable as Remy. I think basketball does at least a little bit of damage, so you can kill with it. Oof. For what it's worth, that is Remy's strongest super. Imagine getting beaten by Remy, Blue Nocturne Remy, and one of the rounds is a... Oh, the ball hit! Sean gets meter for that. We can't see it because it's behind the A. Sean gets like a little tiny smidge of meter anytime he can hit the opponent with the ball. Strongest Frenchman versus weakest Brazilian. Okay, RIP the meter. You can't throw this fireball because you could get... Oh, okay. Far strong. I think that Remy recovers slow enough that if you parry that, you can hit him. From that height, at least. Oh, these normals. Sean's uppercut just got beat. Close strong would normally be a confirm of sorts. Oof. This kills? He didn't flash kick. I thought flash kick would dizzy. But he didn't even do it. That could have been a super. It probably was a super. No, is Sean's super with... It's with punch, right? Or is it with kick? The overhead. It's not a horrible overhead. The range is quite good. And it's about as unsafe as most overheads are. Which is, you know, unsafe if parried. It's not Sean's worst thing. It works. Sean has, like, every now and then some of his normals are okay. Most of them are really bad. Close roundhouse on a hit into light dash punch is real, I think. On block, it's not. I called it dash punch. Light tackle. Remy parried and then blocked, anticipating a super cancel or DP cancel or something. Right, nice juggle. Alright, meaty super. My body's ready. Fireball super. Fireball super. I bet that was it. I bet he tried. I bet he wanted charge backward, forward plus punch, and then if super cancel, quarter circle forward punch for the super cancel on the fireball. Hugo. SA1 Hugo. SA1 Sean. I mean SA3 Sean. He low parried into heavy clat. That's greedy as fuck. Brown poison is perfect, and so is Brown Hugo. Chocolate Hugo. Ooh. Nice. Body press might have worked there. Winnable for either player. Nice. That was probably a combo. Yep. Wow. Oh, I believed. That's normally really good for that kind of thing. I guess he was just a little bit late. With punishing Stand Strong with Sean SA3 is very, what's the word? Inspired. It's a good idea. Wow, roundhouse over the fucking Torts roundhouse over the low forward. It's kind of nice. It's probably a very decent normal versus Hugo. I don't know about that. Probably functional. Why wasn't it low forward super? Why wasn't that low forward super? Low forward super wins. Okay. If that was parried, I wonder if Hugo could have just, you know, spun up 720. Damn, look at these fucking... We got the appropriate emotes every fight. Oh, where's the super? Why does he keep not doing them? These are like guaranteed low forwards. The anti-air TC, I knew that worked as an anti-air, but it's kind of cool to see it. I forgot about that. Very few TCs hit properly as an anti-air. Okay. That super's really cool, if I'm being honest. I don't know why he jumped. I would have stayed on the ground. I'm really rooting for this Sean. That was way early. It's a weird time to take a throw. Every now and then you see anti-air parry from Hugo into low short, into, like, whiff low short into 720 as they land. But he did that when he had no meter. 720 here just wins. Actually, 360 just wins. So did you guys see the part where Hugo did meaty stand fierce, the overhead, and Sean did wake up reversal, EX uppercut, and that they traded? And I'm pretty sure Hugo took less damage than Sean. Anyone else see that but me? It was EX uppercut. Caught him. Run. Quite unusual to see Sean gameplay. It is kind of hype a little bit. I said Sean was on hype earlier, but I'm a little bit hype right now. Yeah. There's so much like little things that are so ugly. Oh, that's like that. Exactly. Exactly like that. Just a on block fucking lariat that's just unpunished. Sean can get these cancelable attacks from like mid range and just has no ender. Like no follow up. Like what do you do if you get like a punished low forward from half screen? Your uppercut won't combo. Your Tatsu, even the EX Tatsu gets punished by SA1 on hit. There was just no completion there. The only completion is super. Wow. He tried again. Punish was very not bad, but Hugo, unfortunately, if he doesn't have time to clap, his punish options are pretty limited. He obviously could have SA1, but he chose not to. And if you don't have time for a clap and don't want to use SA1, your punish options are like literally leg throw or like 360. Throw has good Oki. 360 Oki is not so good. And the damage isn't that far apart. So I can understand a regular throw punish, actually. Winnable. Probably trying to catch him, jump out of it, 720 or something. I don't know. Tricky. Whiffed universal overhead, but then I think the follow-up just sucked. I don't know what he was trying for. I wonder if EX Lariat would have worked there. Probably not. I don't know if you can do that after a neutral throw in the corner. You can do like jabs and stuff. Universal overhead. That's an anti-low. Kind of novel. Good confirm. Ken looking. I don't think that works with SA1, but it could. Ugh. Lariat neutral? Oh, that actually snatched. Jesus, that went far. Sean's push box might have been a little bit further forward than it looked, because he was starting the overhead. Oh, maybe the ball hit. Yeah, people often compare the rose to the ball, but the recovery from the ball is much higher and the startup is much longer. Functionally, they're very similar, but... Or rather, like, you know, on the surface they look very similar. But when you're actually using them... Kill? Not quite. Nice punish. That is the most unsafe Shoto sweep in the game. It's like minus 19 or something. I don't think it's that bad. It's like minus 15. A punish? Man, he keeps on doing this shit, but I keep on thinking it's gonna work, and it doesn't work. Yeah, I woke up at 7 a.m. today. It's only 3 p.m., so it's not early. But I've been up for a while. I've been working mornings at the hospital, which is actually my preference. It sucks to wake up at 5 a.m., but getting to the hospital at 7 and then doing basically 4 x-rays between 7 a.m. and noon is pretty chill. Nice. Wow, that almost killed. I didn't think it would do that much damage. Hugo's got a lot of health. That like would have killed anyone else. Towards Roundhouse the poke. I'm guessing the pushback on that is way too high to SA1 it. And it's not fast, but I don't know if you could parry it on reaction. Nice. There was probably some kind of punish on that block low Roundhouse, but maybe not easy. EX Lariat something. Overhead. And he walked into stand strong. That's like the god button. Back when I was an absolute babby at this game, I used to play both of these characters casually. Like my first few months playing. I played Ken and then Alex and then Hugo. And then Oro after that. And of course Oro, I was like, whoa, I actually love this. That didn't combo. Normally that combos. I wonder if it was a lateral range thing or if he was too slow on the cancel. I've never seen that not combo. Anyway, I'm pretty mediocre with both of these guys, but this matchup is a little bit special to me just because of that. If you guys want a really fun fact, I have saved my first ever match as Oro. Me and my IRL friend were just playing the PS2 version of Anniversary Edition, and we were just picking random characters, and I picked Toro. And I activated his Super 1. I picked Super 1 because I didn't know what any of them do. And in the third round, I activated his Super 1, and then I got the big old throw thing on the ground, and then I got another. No, I think I got the air one, then the ground one. I got like two in the same super activation. And me and my friend were like, "Oh my god!" You know, we're going nuts. We were like, "Oh my god, look what he can do! Look how crazy this is!" And I won. And in Anniversary Edition, there's an option to save the replay after each round. You can save it to your memory card, and I still have the memory card, so theoretically it's still on there. Although it's been 20 years. Hasn't actually been 20, but it's getting closer. It's been 15. This was in like 2006. I didn't know anything about Aura, so it's literally just me mashing. But it's kind of funny that I have that. My very first time playing him. I didn't change mains to him right then, but I did kind of put the idea in my head. And then I kind of looked at him and I was like, actually, this is super fun. Oof. I don't even have a PS2 or the game anymore, but I kept the memory card. Oh baby, the twins. Red Perry. I think you can get a juggle there in the corner, but mid-screen, I don't know. You don't see that activation route from Yon almost ever. It's considered bad for scaling and for, like, just combo. Considered bad in general. But, sometimes it's the route you land. It looked like Yang put down his fucking stick for a sec there. Look at all the fucking emotes. Ugh, okay. Look at that dizzy bar. Oh. Very rarely do young players wake up with that. It's nice to be able to force it out of them. I'm sure he could have dash punched after that. Oh, what a nice anti-air. Yen has a lot of room to show off. Wow. He fought his way out again, eh? Oh, could have been a lot worse anyway. He's mid-air juggle. Oh, EX Rekka would have won. EX Uppercut won. You don't see that very often either. Did you get a juggle after it? What the fuck? I didn't know you could do that on just like a standing opponent. He unparried and it would have worked, I think. But Yang actually mistimed his attack coming down. Deliberately or on accident, I couldn't say. Oh, big combo. Oh, he dropped it. The skills. Delete Yun. But delete Yang too. I actually don't even really mind Yun that much. It's kind of lame in a tournament setting. But I can't hate. I'd rather fight a Yun and lose than a Chun-Li and lose. And honestly, those aren't even the characters I'd hate losing to the most. They are Aura's two worst matchups though. Pretty comfortably. Two Yuns. It depends on how the Yun plays. I definitely feel a little saltier if it's a very defensive Yun just spamming low strong. And only approaching during Gene. And that's actually surprisingly effective even at the top level. It's a very decent way of playing Yun. Turtle Yun is actually one of the best characters in this game, strange as it is to say. Yun has an overwhelming advantage in neutral versus every character when Gene's up. Gene is like not a... Nice. Oh, you should have got the juggle. Gene is not a super busted super if you ignore its neutral application. The problem is it's also busted in neutral, in addition to being busted in combos. See, situations like that, where there's just no counterplay to Yun coming at you with Gene up. Yun and Yang are both equally cool. See, even like half of the Gene like expired, and then he still got like the random errant hit that opened up the opponent, and he still got like 30% of the opponent's life. This kind of situation's so hopeless. There's just no real way to avoid taking a ton of damage unless you're very lucky, like what we just saw. Nice. I like Yun's ponytail. It's subtle, but it's good. Wow, it fell out. That looked like it could potentially have been punishable. Oh, the situation's so hopeless. Oh, even when you go for the aggressive parries, it's so hopeless. He did like 2 parries and then what looked like stand short, and he still got smashed. That's a fast normal. Parrying against Gene, like, it's worse than you would think. A parry does not guarantee a punish. And going for parries is very risky. It's a huge trope to talk about the older of two twins, even though they're literally the same age. It's very goofy. Okay, that was very timid by the red Yun. He probably could have pushed the point a little bit more. This is like Yun's strongest starter. He dropped it though. Oh, he ended up getting a ton of damage because of the reset. Co-op cups might have been on pause ever since COVID. I don't actually know. I feel like I haven't thought about a co-op cup in a long time. The thing about Third Strike characters is they don't have bad designs by any stretch. They just have characters that are not SF2 characters. Which is why they became such kind of sleeper popular designs later on. People are like, you know, fucking wow, actually Dudley's really cool. The designs in SF2 are really good, but they're a little bit more one-dimensional. Like, Blanca's just a wild guy. I don't think the characters on the screen mattered for Evo Moment 37. It probably did help a little bit that the characters were recognizable, but I doubt people would have just not cared. It was the energy of the room that everyone loved. This does waste a lot of Gene time. He got a very good conversion, all things considered. Surprised he managed to pick that up that well. I think there was a famous match with, I think, KO and Hayao, like years and years and years ago. It was like closer to the start of when Third Strike came out. It was like very early. It's like 2002 or 2003 or somewhere around there. There was a famous match that they played where Hayao won, and the round he won, he got like 4 parry into heavy SPDs, I think. And it literally, he killed Yun. Hugo can kill Yum with 4 heavy SPDs. Each one does over a quarter of his health. I think Abigail being ugly enhanced his character. I've noticed in my time playing fighting games that people tend to not play ugly characters unless those characters are grapplers, and then it flips on its head. People love playing ugly grapplers. Yun has better supers than Yang. Yang's supers are all really bad. Yang's Rekka is probably better than any of Yun's special moves, but the supers are the difference maker. Marisa's not even ugly. She's a bit strange. And she's got funny looking hair. But I definitely wouldn't call her unattractive. The demon. No one playing Hakan had nothing to do with his appearance. He's also garbage to play. The impact of Marisa's moves is so fucking good. The way she just hits you and like, ooh, look at that. That's one way to avoid Gene. The way that she hits you and then like 1 frame later you're hitting the ground is very satisfying. All of her moves feel so impactful. It's a little like it's like Falcon Punch a little bit. How do you make a satisfying big hit in a fighting game? It's like they were exploring that with Marisa. No, Akuma cannot leave you out forever with Teleport. Teleport has recovery at the end, and also you can super to punish it at any moment. Any super freeze, regardless of which super, will instantly end Akuma's teleport where it is and put him in his recovery state. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to try and mouse over it and see if anything happens. It's not enough. I don't want to open it. I don't think it's going to be risky or anything, but I don't want to mouse away from this while I got my stream all set up. More games need playable Velociraptors. That's why Primal Rage was the greatest fighting game of all time. What? No, this fucking thing never fucking works anymore. It used to work all the time. I don't know what happened that changed it. Oh well, I'll just wonder. Just link it to me on the Discord. I don't think it's risky. I just don't want to fucking. I don't want to. I don't want to blow everything up. This is the original SF3 character designs or whatever. Look at the emotes. Oh, nice cross through. Yeah, that's also anti-parry. It's not that strong, but it's not about the power. Very tricky parry there. I swear the most common chat post I get, not trying to call you out, is "Damn, caught you live finally." It's funny to think that my Twitch and YouTube are just completely separate crowds. Whoa, that guy posted a Brazil post. I must be greeted in Brazilian, in Portuguese. Perhaps. Nice red. I've hit that in tournament. It's very satisfying red to get. Oh, he went for it there too. I think I hit that parry in Stupid Strike 95. I did call Portuguese Brazilian, I just called it Portuguese after. Isn't Brazil like the only country down there that uses Portuguese over Spanish? And whatever native languages they've got? I think they mostly speak Spanish, right? Like in Argentina, I think it's Spanish. Some characters do have a hard time chasing Akuma out of his teleport, depending on where he is. What a fucking jump in. One of Dudley's lesser used TCs to close it out. Oof. On block, light Tatsu into mash DP. That was a melt the other way. I don't know. That's not a hard parry. Unfortunately, he missed the punish. If the doesn't hit on the first frame, it's pretty easy. You can do cancels to ducking and then super cancel ducking, and you can do stuff like strong ducking super, if that's what you're asking about. But you can't do like a ducking follow-up. Strong into ducking follow-up won't be fast enough to combo. Like ducking punch or ducking kick. I think you can do roundhouse into ducking upper and it's a combo. Or ducking straight. I don't remember. But people usually just use the ducking into super. Getting reset into that is pretty big oof. Honestly, it's a good thing Akuma's dizzy bar is so short, because if it was a normal length dizzy bar, he would probably die before he got dizzy. Oh, reset into the roundhouse again. Wow. I'm okay. I'm like more like an ascended ordinary guy than like a pro. I'm like worse than pros, but better than laymen. I'm in like a weird state between. Every now and then at my best I can play pro level. Every now and then I see a post that's like, oh, Baff thinks he's way better than he is. I'm like, when the fuck did I say that? Or maybe they think I'm just trash. I'm like very rarely do I compliment my own play, except like, in the moment as a joke. I'm like, oh guys, I'm literally God himself. I've beaten Mester in a set before. I've never beaten Justin Wong in a set. I beat him in a game. One. My win rate versus Justin Wong is probably my worst against anyone I've ever played. It's even worse than, what's his name? Tenren. Justin Wong, he didn't do anything super crazy. He just played a very clean, patient, smart game. But that's often how it is when you play like a really good third strike player, is they don't need something crazy to kill you. Third strike is very complex, but like understanding how to beat someone, you can make it into a simple game. There are certain things where you can just know them, and if you know them, then you don't even need to enter in into the complex situations. Yeah, Aura versus Chun-Li is a bad matchup, but you know. I did worse than the matchup would suggest. I was also getting cleanly outplayed. No, well that's nice anyway. Oof. That was a pretty... That's pretty, I would never have tried to kill Akuma like that. I feel like that combo's pretty easy to drop. But I guess if you're Dudley, you just hit it. Oh, that's too far. He missed the first hit. Half the damage is in the first hit. Wow, you guys are just going nuts. It's okay. Wow, no confirm. He's one low short. He's just like, yeah, I'm going to do fade away, low short super, and it's going to kill. Was that a chip health? I didn't think it was. Maybe it was. Even going for chip is not very common. Well, it's not that it's not common. It's like, I don't know. People usually don't go for chip immediately. Tricky's here. Very nice. How come we never see Oro in these replays anyway? There's only like 19 characters in this whole game. Or was it 18? I always forget if Gil makes it 20 or if Gil makes it 19. I think Gil makes it 20. I think Gil makes it 20. It's Q. Ora's combos are fun to hit. Or it's like a fun little puzzle. The progression from being bad to being okay to being good was very satisfying. And he's very fun to play once you're good at him. I think Ora's got a bad rap, but he'd have a lot more players than he does if not for that. The bad rap, because I think a lot of people instinctively think he's a difficult character. I hear that a lot. He's not very hard. He's like hard for a beginner a bit. That's what I always used to say. Went for the red parry. Quite a bad parry to drop, but very valuable to go or very good to go for. If you try to imagine a character, I've talked about this before. If you try and imagine a character as having like a beginner, like difficulty, and then like an expert difficulty, where an expert difficulty is like the hardest things they have, and a beginner difficulty is like, ooh, this is punishable. Beginner difficulty is like things you need to be able to do to even play them. Or his beginner difficulty is like a 5 out of 10. Or like a 4. But then his expert difficulty is like a 6 out of 10. So he's not actually not that hard, but he's hard for a beginner. Like, just being able to punish a Shoto, block DP with full chicken combo is quite difficult for a beginner. Being able to use any of his supers is quite difficult for a beginner. They're all not very obvious to use, like, you know, right out the gate. It's not like, oh, land a parry, do a super. Ah. Like, the hardest things Yun has, the hardest things Dudley has are harder than anything Oro has. I can play oddball characters or not. I usually base my character pick on characters that I think are kind of underrated. I try to play a character who I think is, based on what I think is strong, I think that character will be strong. And if no one's playing that character, I want to main them. Or was that Elena in SF4, Evil Ryu in SF4 before. Well, both of those characters were not considered strong when I started playing them. SF5, I guess I did that. I did it with Ibuki, Guile, and Akuma. But I didn't really do it with Laura. I just played Laura cuz. Highest ceiling in 3S is probably either Yun or Urian. But which between them, I don't know. Maybe Urian. It's hard to say. I feel like Yun is like the best character in the game at the absolute like theoretical top level. I think he's got a higher ceiling than Chun-Li, but Chun-Li is better with less effort, and also a worse matchup for certain characters. But maybe Yun can edge her out at top level. Urian is a surprisingly balanced character, all things considered. He's one of the best balanced characters in this game. It's because there's no real counterplay to his mirror, but most characters have a very decent time against him before the mirror. SA3 Ryu is fairly deep. At the surface, SA3 Ryu, it's like, it's probably as easy as super to use, I think. But there's a depth there. Ibuki probably is the most fair character in this game. She's probably got the flattest matchups of anyone. She's decent against the top tiers and decent against the bottom tiers. She doesn't really cream anyone. She never gets creamed, if you know what I mean. Q's always fun. It's possible to parry the short swing blow and reaction, but it's difficult unless you've played Dudley a lot. Oh, the parry animation. Very nice. Q's parry animation is my favorite parry animation in the whole game. Hugo does something a little bit similar. I love how he dusts himself off, though. I was going to say, what does Q even do here? And then he didn't even punish at all. He's too far away to get close medium kick. I think he didn't have a super in that moment. From Giant Robo. I always heard that Q was inspired by Robo Detective K. It's like a robot wearing a trench coat that goes by a single letter name. But yeah, a lot of things don't have one inspiration. That looked like the start of a command grab. Just got absolutely dabbed on by far strong cancel. Oh, just a strong cancel. Wow, that dash punch. Accident? He tried to walk in close forward and he got far forward. The fact that Q doesn't have a far cancel is so fucking annoying. You guys have no idea, especially on a charge character. You just wish that he had some limb that went like some distance and then canceled. If just low forward canceled, it'd be such a buff. Q would die for like a shutter low forward that he could combo into dash punch, EX dash punch. Nice. Big jump in. Wow, Ken really did that. He ate this fat jump in or fat jump in combo because his anti-air got parried, and then he immediately did an anti-air fucking DP. Okay. Super looks good. Okay. Oh, he missed the towards forward or whatever he was trying to cancel. Probably towards forward. I think Stamina to uppercut is inconsistent. Nice. Stand strong, ducking super. Nice. It fell out. Oh, he probably didn't even want the ducking straight. Though. No, maybe he did. Beautiful. Does it need the crouching opponent? I wonder. Is SF3 my favorite game? You know, I think so. Okay, that's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. This game has certainly been kind to me over the years. That could have been a full jumping combo. Oh, the dash shoe. Fake dash shoe. Okay. This is super good for Necro all of a sudden. If he gets like some kind of parry hit, he can dizzy. Even if he gets a couple pokes, he could dizzy. Alright, very winnable. Either player. I think he thought that was gonna kill. Oh, it chipped? From the background, he actually had a link that would have dizzied Dudley, I think. But I don't know what happened there, it was weird. CPS3 was only Red Earth, I think Heritage to the Future, and Street Fighter 3. It was like a very small list of games. Yeah, stand medium punch, I think EX spinning hook, or super all would have comboed and killed. Dizzied. Oh, you parried me? Time to super anyway. Eleven was a disappointment, but they didn't announce him, and they gave him to everyone for free. So I can't be mad. Nice confirm. Okay, well. Marina Light Years in Smash 64. I saw that actually. The Google Chrome on my phone told me when I booted it up. Marina Light Years is my waifu. That's me. That's me when I see Marina Light. That's me when I play as Marina Light Years. I shake things. I replayed that game pretty recently. I did Retro Achievements run. I got it all. I guess it wasn't so recent anymore. It was a really good time though. Notably, I had to get an S rank on every world. That's probably the hardest thing I did. Man, that was hard. I think there's someone trying to make a Mischief Makers-esque game on Steam right now that I wishlisted, but I don't remember what it's called. But I think someone told me about it, and it's like supposed to be kind of like Mischief Makers. I love how on Steam, like literally every game there's like an indie version of it. Soon there will be a indie version of Prince of Persia on there. There was a game on N64 called, I think, Rakugaki Showtime or something like that. That was like a 2D fighting game in the vein of Sonic Battle. That had Marina as the playable character. It was Japan only, and almost no one knows about it from what I've heard. But there's some fun lore for you. Marina's cameoed in a game. Yeah, Sonic Battle on GPA. It's a bit like that. Where you're kind of like looking at the screen from like an overhead. It's like an arena fighter, but you're in the sky. Oh. Oh! It's pretty rare to see Akuma's SA1 get beaten out like that. It's possible. But it's rare. Akuma SA1, it happens with Ryu and Akuma SA1, but Akuma SA1 I've noticed over the years it's harder to beat out, harder to stuff. Maybe it's just that it's faster. Looks nice. Red Fireball, some kind of even flip. Nope, just run in. Dudley probably has the best set of normals in the game. It's him or Chun-Li. Dudley has the best variety, but Chun-Li probably has the best, like, just raw normals. Looks good. Oh, it wasn't. I thought that would be a punish. He didn't get a reversal, but I don't think you need a reversal. All Akuma's colors look the damn same. This is probably my favorite one. I think SF6 just calls them supers, but it calls the level 3 long animation, it calls it a critical art. Critical art being low HP only actually makes more sense for the word critical. I don't think Q's low forward is that good. Be better. Depends on the cancel window, I suppose. If you could raw confirm SA1 from it, it'd be quite good. It's not a true desperation move because you get something very similar even if you don't have low HP. Yeah, the fact that dash punch is safe actually does make low forward very good. If he had left forward dash punch, he would basically do it whenever the opponent was near. Yeah, this critical art damage over the regular level 3 is actually not very significant. Look at the red panda. It's like Ritzko. I haven't watched season 4 yet. God, they keep on making seasons. Dash punch is like, I don't know. It's very safe. I don't think anyone can reversal super it. I think the heavy one can be a reversal like Shipud. And that's about it. So they're probably like -1 or -2. SF6 neutral is not very honest. It's honest compared to other fighting games. It definitely feels like we're making a step away from honesty compared to SF5 though. SF5 at high level is actually a very honest fighting game. Yeah, Dash Punch is actually one of Q's best features. That and his taunt are like his actual good things. His damage is quite decent too. And his supers are alright, I guess. They're not great, but they're okay. They're on the good side. Yeah, SF3. I wasn't considering SA3 when I said that. My character only needs one good super, and Q is unique in that he has two. Oh baby! Oh, he thought one more parry. One hit only. Oof, that is a hard knockdown. I would, if I made a game like this, I would avoid situations like that where you don't know how many parries it is. I'd make it so once you're at the punish part, it's easy to get the punish. It breaks my heart every time I see someone like fail to punish a punishable thing. Remember Vanilla Ken light uppercut? Anyone remember that? Anyone here play Vanilla in SF4? Vanilla Ken light uppercut was very hard to punish. I slowed it down in Super. I gave it a little bit more recovery. Ken was like a sleeper top in Vanilla. That's a bit strong. He was high tier. He definitely wasn't as good as Rio. But man, that car throw. Man, that 2-hit heavy DPF ADC. Reversal something. Tatsu, I suppose. Got medium kicked. Ah! Did he want that? Nice side swap. Terrible combo though. What's funny is he actually could have juggled super and it would have killed, and he was up the round, so. Super is easy to juggle than uppercut there. I think. Well, it's easier because you can piano it. They're probably the same speed. No, I think a super might be 1 frame faster. Akuma's heavy uppercut's actually quite fast. It's like, it hits on frame 3, I think, or something like that. It's like very quick. But I think his SA1 might hit on frame 2. A negative edge character? I don't know what that means. Like Arachna? Yeah, there was Jury and Falk. Have negative edge as prominent mechanics. I guess Balrog, yeah. And Cody. Falk is the one I would think of immediately. Puppet characters are the most nasty shit I've ever seen in any fighting game. Minot has tiny shades of puppet character, but not a lot. VT1 and also the ball in general are a little bit puppet-esque. And I guess VT2 as well, actually. No, it's gonna go under. Oh, that's too early, I think. Yeah. Goofy ass. The ballet judo on what's her face? The French girl. Very cool. Starts with an M, and it's not Mimi. Manon. Manon. I love that juggle. It does like no fucking damage, but it's so cool that it works. I think that if you like Third Strike characters, the SF6 starting roster looks a bit surprising. But I think they got good characters from like all the other games they pulled from. Grabbing characters like Jury and even Ed. And who else was I thinking of? All the new characters look cool. Wide edition. Kimberly's design I like. I don't love how overlapped she is with Guy. It's like a lot of shades of Guy and Ibuki in her. I would have liked more original stuff, but there's a decent amount of original stuff in her, so it's not a big deal. But I'm a Guy stan, so I wish they stopped making these characters who were just spiritually Guy and just brought Guy back. I like Guy. Like every time they introduce a new character that's not Guy, it's like, you know, maybe fucking Street Fighter 7 they're gonna bring back Kimberly and not Guy. It's like, who the fuck is Maki? Who the fuck is Zeku? I know these were lore characters forever. I quite like Guy in Alpha 3. I don't know what he's like in Alpha 2. They've like turned Guy into an archetype for how many times they ripped him off. It's like, here's your Guy function. It's like what they did with Faye. We turned Strong Fierce into a character. Okay. Wake up super at that health is not a weird decision. That looked like a weird Fierce. Think about Hiryu being in Street Fighter is kind of weird. I played Hiryu in all the Marvel games he's in. Very nice. The SA1 Necro, it used to be more popular than it is now, but it's quite popular. These days, a lot of people just pick SA3 in all matchups, but it used to be you pick SA1 sometimes and SA3 sometimes. Nowadays, people usually pick SA1 only versus like Hugo, and even then, some people pick SA3. But SA1 and SA3 Necro are about as good as each other. SA3 is probably a smidge better. They're a bit different. We see SA1 Necro every now and then. It's more meter, and it's more dizzy output. And when you land a super, you still potentially have another super. So it's like kind of, it's not more meter just for EX, but it's more meter, but to keep the threat of supers. SA1 is a bit easier to land because it's a better anti-air and because you can use it after light spinning hook and not just medium. Yeah, SA1 Hugo also fell off a bit. A lot of supers have gotten less common over the years as balance has kind of sorted itself out. Stone's Oro is less common than it used to be. It used to be at about, probably the majority of Oros used to be Stones back in the day, with like a few Booger Oros, and now Stones is not so common. I think that probably Booger is better. It's probably, at the absolute theoretical peak, it's probably better against every character. Maybe except Akuma. But I go, for a lot of characters, I think they're about even utility. Like, you could pick either versus Shotos. They're both good. Usually from a red parry, you don't have to do any walking. you did see walking 720 and red parry 720. Low parry walk in 720 was something I saw against like sweeps and stuff. Low forward. Very fancy. Hard to do. SA3 Ibuki was never common. SA3 Yang was never common either. Hayao? I think Hayao plays modern Street Fighter games, but there's not a lot of footage of him. But I think he had a... I think he played both SF4 and SF5. Oddly enough. I don't know if he still plays 3. Kokujin played, I think, both SF4 and SF5. I think I've been on his Twitter before. It's like 880 something. I wonder if there's a juggle there. Mid-air connect, first Rekka, VX Rekka. Cool knives. Okay, that had to be unsafe. That was a horrible looking neutral jump. You're in. Flashbacks to Roshi Hikari and RX. I think they were on the same team in that same year. That sounds crazy, and it is crazy, don't get me wrong. But there's certain things that do just travel over from fighting game to fighting game. Once you've got a good sense for it. So when people like Haitani or Tokido pull that stuff off, like, yeah, it's insane. But they're kind of wired for it. They've wired themselves for it. Very nice. The corner is very important for Urian. Baby execution character. Every character has kind of hard stuff you can grow into. I guess it might be like Ryu. Even Ken has somewhat tricky execution for a beginner intermediate player once you start working in his Shippuden Raikyaku stuff. There's a few characters who don't really do anything super executionally demanding, but also, like, it's like a weakness. Like, Elena. Or Alex. Actually, Alex has some weird stuff here and there that's quite difficult. And so does Elena. Urian is... yeah. You can do stuff with Urian at a low level. I would never recommend Urian to a person looking for an easy character, though. I would recommend him to someone looking for a charge character. Or a character with lots of cool, unique stuff that you could show off with. Crush. Nice red. Wow. Not that nice of a red. He did it again. Alright, the corner. Here we go. What we got? Nothing. Well, an overhead and a low. Low forward fireball, I mean, you know, you can do it. I made a video about how to play Ryu. Or it's more of just, it's not so much how to play him as it is details of what everything he has is. But it's called Combos and General Notes Ryu. EX Fireball, rare footage. You never ever see that. It's probably the rarest EX move in this whole game. Love, love Necro Juggles. It was on Sure You Can Tube, I think. I don't think I've ever put it on my channel, but maybe I could do that for free views. I should make more of those videos. I've been meaning to forever. I could make one for every SF3 character. I forget who was next. Yang? Super? Yep. Oh, that didn't work. He got reversal too. I thought it would work. He thought it would work, which makes me feel a little bit better. Not even a Necro player knew it wouldn't work. Probably works from closer. Capture and deadly blow combos are some of the most satisfying things in SF3. Oh, Jump Strong got beat. Two electricities trading. Two drills that didn't trade. There's no donate button. I might have my PayPal link down there if you scroll down. I haven't thought about that in a long time. I've been watching this shit all day. But it's been a long time since I put anything on YouTube. So, you know. I wonder what my friends are up to today. I'm gonna see if they got free. That cross two is so annoying. There's a YouTube video called Sean Likes It Wet and Sloppy. I think it's still out there somewhere. Go find it. It's a video of a guy playing arcade mode as Necro versus arcade Sean, and he wins purely by holding Necro's taunt. That's SF3 culture right there. Universe overhead to super should be illegal. I'm jealous. As a character with no fast super. I love how the max meter in I mean not SF, KF 15 just pauses when you're landing a super. Remember how in KF 13 that didn't happen? So you had to Neomax cancel like before the timer ran out, and for some of the combos it would be really tight. Like I remember a Claw Iori combo where it only worked by like a couple frames. Whoa. One tier 1 sub. Hi. That's a whole tier 1 sub. Wow. Holy shit. Jesus. It was good while it lasted, huh? We were talking about sprites, so people talked about KF13, I think. KF13 has the most beautiful sprites of all video games. I remember the first time I saw the elephant stage in KF13, I was like, holy shit, this is beautiful. I like the stage where it's like a fort, and like the whole background is like not animated, except for one tiny flag in the corner that's waving in the distance. There's mist that goes across the screen, you can see the mist moving. It's like the least animated stage, but it's very beautiful. Oh, we missed it. That works, right? You can do 2 DPs on twins with that car, right? Maybe just start with the DP. I don't know, actually. KF13, I think it's beautiful, but there were some character design changes that are kind of strange. Like, why does Athena look the way she does? Why does Kenzo look the way he does? Nice. Anyone remember KF12? It's an ugly game. And by ugly, I don't mean ugly looking, I mean ugly to play. There's an ugly time in the KOF lifespan. I remember when before it came out, it's like, oh, KOF is going to do it at SF4. And then it sucked. It'd be cool if there were more stages with different versions in SF5. But there's quite a good variety of stages, so. The only stage I don't like is the airplane one. And even then I like it, I just don't like it as a fighting game stage. It's super cool, but it's annoying when you're trying to play. Anyone remember that Darkstalker stage where you're on the side of a building? Vampire Savior? Vampire Savior had really good stages. Yes, this is the worst Yugo color. He's mashing 360. I liked Tower of Arrogance. I liked Red Thirst. I liked the Fetus of God or whatever it was called. Womb of God. I like the Japan stage. It's like Bishamon stage or something, I don't know. It was like a hot spring. No, she got squished. No, Moko. SA3 Yang is common in this specific matchup. You probably see it more than SA2 in this specific matchup. Just because of these. These are unblockables. Very annoying for Hugo. No, she's been squished. Wow. I mean, that wastes the whole super, but this is still a game. Top 5 players in the US in this game? I don't know. Nice. Maybe Tenren. Maybe Justin. There's a lot of players who I know are good, but I've never really seen them play that much. Like 5-star. Neem. Remember in the SF5 or SF6 beta, Neem found me and played me? Hilarious that that happened. I won. It was close though. I got the feeling that with like a little bit more play, he was going to be a terror. It's a chance that I won. Ah, yeah, Nikki KO. He's a good one. Diamond is still not in the game. Never beat Neem. I don't know if I can believe that. Neem is really good though. Like really good. Better than me. A lot better. Exodus is very good. Exodus is one of the best players on Fightcade. Alongside Tenren. It's probably those two, honestly. These are all good players. I don't know. These are like people I know about, but there are a lot of people where I don't really know how well they play, but I always see them at like top 8s and top 4s and top 2s and whatever, and I just know they're super good, but I never see them. Amir's top 5. I played Amir. He beat me. Bad matchup, but he's obviously super good. He used to play back in the day. I know. Frankie 3S. Yeah, he's someone where like I know he's good, but I've barely seen him. It's a good example. Yang's taunt powers up his next combo. It's pretty fast, so you can get up after a super. But rarely do you see it besides that. Ooh. Ah, he could have just finished it, right? It fell out. That would have been dizzy. Awkward. Very nice. Good jump in. You got a very good conversion on that. The cat. We're at a 5-win streak. He already had that cat. I haven't been paying attention to it. If I was an eccentric billionaire, I would have a $1 million third strike tournament once a year. Keep the game alive. SA1 Yang is basically unheard of, yeah. The gimmick is that it's plus on block, but it's only a single parry and it's not particularly fast. So it doesn't have that many setups. The one setup it kind of has, you can do like low short SA1, or you can do like command grab low forward SA1, stuff like that. Works. But it's not, if you combo into it, it's not even that especially strong in general, but if you combo into it, you get extra scaling too. Oh, you don't see that very often. Only got 1 hit. It's only really worth it if you get 2 hits. Yeah, third strike has lived better than 4. Anyway, the lack of setups combined with the fact that it's not super damaging, and then you also only have 1 bar, so you don't get multiple Rekkas. It does have some nice novelty, though, in that it's plus on block. A lot of people will try and punish it. But because it's not super fast, you can actually just parry it post-freeze. I think I did that during the esports arena days. There was like a guy who picked SA1 Yang, and I like parried it a couple times in tournament. It's a very easy parry. It's probably the single easiest super in the game to parry. Okay, winnable. I was thinking this was pretty dire for Necro. Never mind, he's dead. No. None of Necro's supers are different on back turn. But SA2 does still grab back turned opponents, I think. Right? I think so. So normally Necro SA2 is a grab, but you can do like, you know, heavy spin hook into SA2, I'm pretty sure. The only thing Necro does differently on back turn is his normal throw. Nice. Deadly is not as popular as his tier would suggest. Crouch Fierce? You mean dumb back Fierce? I almost don't even remember what his fucking normal Crouch Fierce looks like. Pretty decent punish, but I wouldn't have not spent that meter. This is still winnable. It's always winnable in this matchup when you have a Hugo in the corner because dumb back Fierce does so much damage. He's looking for it. Oh, baby! Oh. In terms of total players, we're probably living in it. Or, like, close to it. In terms of highest level of play, I have no idea. I've never heard of that guy, the Dudley I played. He was quite good. Oh, it's fucking Dinges. I do play these two things. However, I'm not playing right now. Nice. The repeated down back face is pretty hard. Damn. PS3. TNS is holding it down for a lot of games. Pretty cool to see. I have like a sneaking suspicion that Mortal Kombat 9 might get some kind of fucking revival at some point. Remember that game? Mortal Kombat 2011. I feel like that game died before everyone was done with it. That super jump light kick or whatever it was. Strange looking. The thing is, I think there's a little bit in the community an itch for a Kuso fighting game. And MK9 came out at the right time to be that Kuso. Sometimes you want something simple that has just like kind of garbage balance but interesting depth. And MK9 is like exactly that. Oof. He is one of the mashy electricities. Very nice. Make him land on a low. Oh, those do a lot of dizzy. Ugh, okay, throw was decent there. It wasn't great. He obviously could have had a kill combo if he did the jump in properly. Mm. I think any Third Strike remake carries a lot of community weight. If it's a Third Strike remake by itself, then there's like a big question mark on why you're re-releasing it and whether you should, ooh, the double uppercut, whether you should change it. Jesus Christ, what's with the gift subs? Thank you. What was I gonna say? Oh, but if it's in like a port pack like it was for 30th anniversary, that wasn't a punish. Then you probably just want the port straight up. I'm in the team rebalance Third Strike, but I'm definitely not in the majority for that. That's a fringe opinion in the Third Strike community. I don't want a lot of changes. I want little things. I don't really want a Third Strike rebalance, if I'm being honest. I want a Third Strike sequel. I want an SF3.4. Third Strike rebalance is just like, why? They need to bring in some new characters or something. I feel like there's no point in rebalancing Third Strike. I'd rather just have have them keep it going. Just make another parry game. Yeah, they can make 13. Is that even a punish? Yeah, it wasn't. Change any mechanics. Nothing significant. I've always thought a backdash mechanic change would be good. Where you have like KOF style backdashes where you're frame 1 airborne, but you can just get hit by anything. A lot of characters have that on specific reversal special moves. Like Aura with Wake Up Stomp, or Urium with Wake Up Headbutt. And I think it should just be a universal mechanic that everyone can do it. And where else to put it but backdash? If I made mechanical changes, I would make almost nothing besides that. It's between crouching and standing. I think he can block during it. I don't actually know. He can't be thrown by ground throws, and he can be thrown by air throws in that little period, though. Yeah, it's his girlfriend. Her name is Effie. She was in the same place he was in, I think, when they were being experimented on. But I don't actually remember the lore with them very much. Nor do I know what her malfunction is. Making a change to over command grab would be too scary for me. I don't play a character with a command grab. The TC. You don't see that one too often outside SA3 combos. And even then pretty rarely. It's his max damage conversion from stand short unless you use EX Rekka. So it's his max damage meterless conversion from stand short. And in that way it has some use. Wow! I think he did that on purpose, and I think it actually works. But he didn't get it. Trade close medium kick into stand roundhouse juggle. Ranas is not a commonly used normal for Yang. Okay, double DP on twins. I think something should be done about Gane on block or Tengu Stones on block, but I don't know what. I don't know how to fix Gane. It's just too stupid. Oh yes, once you have a Gane normal blocked, Gane instantly ends. I wouldn't even want that. If it was purely up to me, I would probably just remove access to command grab and Gane, and then just call it a day. So you could still get your low overhead mix-ups, but you couldn't get your fucking command grab. But I don't know if that would... I think that would probably be unpopular. You could just lower damage in Gane. That would maybe be okay. Probably they'd make the meter longer would be the very first change that most people would agree is warranted. Gane's meter is too short, considering it's one of the best supers in the game and also one of the shortest meters. Gane needs more than one change. Higher scaling would be okay. There's like a lot of things you could do, and all of them would make it better. Meter game when you whiff normals. No, I'd probably leave that. I'd probably make it so characters who couldn't meter game with whiff normals could do it a bit better. I'd bring it to more characters. Like, if there's a character out there who can't, like, whiff to build meter very efficiently. Maybe they could be repositioned a bit so their heavy normals have, like, a little bit more, they're easier to whiff punish. And make it so, like, you know, medium is build less meter when whiffed, but heavy is build more. Something like that. I don't know. That's something I probably wouldn't touch. If I made a third strike rebalance, if it was purely up to me, it would not be purely up to me. I would, I would, I would get basically everyone, even people who didn't think a rebalance should happen. I'd be like, tell me everything you want. And I'd throw around people's suggestions at each other. I'd be like, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? So-and-so Ken player doesn't want to rebalance, but other Ken player thinks Ken should have this. What do you think of that? So-and-so. Ken's changes would be really easy. I wouldn't change him almost at all. I would make it so every hit of his uppercuts knocks down, so medium heavy uppercut would be a little bit better. I'd make it so medium and heavy uppercut have a bit more range. I'd probably make light double ADP work on everyone with Kara. I'd probably reduce the damage of light DP a little bit. What else? I'd make Ground Tatsu better. That's most of the stuff. You did that same shitpost last time. Get new material. It's a shitpost, dude. It is 2 bars and it is invincible. And you know that. Oh. That worked from kind of far out. I guess Necro walked into it. That looked like a cross up to me. I would have blocked right. Universal overhead was unsafe, but not a great punish. I'd be okay with that if it was only unblockable once it was charged. That's like a kind of novel idea. Chargeable, chargeable SA2 for Urian is a nice idea. Yeah, being able to shoot it upward would be, well, I don't know, it'd be kind of pointless. It'd be cool, but like, anytime you would shoot it upward, you could just wait and shoot it forward if you could delay it. Urian, Urian other two supers need some serious buffs to be considered for over Aegis. It's true. And I wouldn't make Aegis worse. I would make Aegis worse with my backdash change. That's about it. I'd make it so you could backdash out of mid-screen unblockables, but you would get hit, you get juggled. QSA3, if you could combo into it from special cancels, would be okay. Right now, you can only cancel into it from normals, I think. If you could do like something like medium kick, dash punch into super, or like command grab, dash punch super. Or if they parried your dash punch, you could cancel into the command grab. Stuff like that. That'd be fun, and it would be better. I don't think that alone would make it good enough to pick, though. I don't know how fast QSA3 is, but if I changed it, I would make the grab pretty much instant. I would make it so it's terrifying to be near Q when he has SA3 up. I think that could be fun. Give Q a traditional command grab in addition to his long range slow command grab. And I'd probably keep it quarter circle forward kick or whatever it is. So no like 720 motion. Or raging demon motion, or god forbid. Anything like that. Parry into block. Or parry into something. Wow, look at all those hits. That's 4, I thought it was 5. Ken Super 2 unparryable in air. That's a horrible change. That's like the only thing about it that's even remotely good, is his anti-air component. You're like nerfing one of the worst supers in the game. Oh wait, I'm high. My brain turned off, I was looking at something else. They would just make it the way it already is. It would be a buff to a bad super. I'm just high. How would that actually be? No, I don't, I don't know how to feel about that. I don't like any situation where it's just a hard counter to jumping. It's like, oh, once Ken has this super stocked, you just can't jump at him anymore. Akuma's is basically unparryable, and I don't like that one either. Ooh. Shippu got grabbed. I've never seen that. Shippu is apparently throwable in startup. It's not nearly as bad as my idea as I thought. I don't even know what I was thinking. Um, I would just give you more confirms into it. I feel like when you have just an unparryable, it just creates kind of more brainless scenarios. Even Akuma with his anti-air DP into super needs the right angulation and needs a deep connect. It's so antithetical to third strike to just say, oh, this particular move is unparryable. To my knowledge, there's only like 2 attacks in the whole game that are unparryable, and they're both like secret supers. And then I guess all the hit grabs, but they're hit grabs. You can jump out of them unlike normal hits. So they've got a weakness that's just not the fact that they're unparryable. I don't like a perfect anti-air. I think that's antithetical to third strike. Makoto can jump out of hit grabs, and so can everyone. But yes, she cannot block hit grabs. If she holds back against Oro, have circle back kick punch, it will grab her. But she can just hold up. Hit grabs can't hit someone who's holding up. I don't actually know what happens if you do stay medium kick, hit grab on Makoto. I presume she can hold up after parrying the stay medium kick. Or I presume she can just hit you. Don't think she even needs to hold up. I think she can just parry the stay medium kick and then punch you in the face. Oh, it didn't reach. Nice. Oh, he's in the blender. Nice. The first parry wouldn't have led to that much, but the second parry ensured he was close enough for a close strong. Oof. What a round. Did Yang think he was up around? That was an absolutely bizarre decision. I think he thought he was up around. That was a record cancel and he came out the wrong way. EX record cancel. It's not like Yang's meter is so precious, but what a waste. Regulate A-cho. It's not as bad as you would probably think. Not as good as EX, of course. Damn, I'm thirsty. I forgot how I forgot about how streaming wears out the throat. Look at all that meter. And he died with it. Oh, we're almost done with this video. Sad. I'm gonna go after this and see if my friends can't hang out. I'm free very few days of the week, so gonna try and get a little bit of hanging in with them. Error SA2. Oh, and a very nice punish. Actually, no, Ken's not crouching for that, so it didn't even combo. That was not a very nice punish. Well, it worked, so it was a very nice punish. Like, Necro's still very much in this, believe it or not. He's, one super away from winning. Anteno de Bagno. Playable poison would be fun. Give her a new weapon and a third play style. Oh yeah, ground Tatsu on Hugo. It's hilarious how good this actually is. I'd be livid I was the Hugo player. That one actually was unsafe, I think. Ironic because it hit. Oh, that's cute. Whoa, Jinx, you owe me a soda. Imagine being a Hugo player and playing this game for like 10 years. Hugo cannot crouch Tatsu. Hugo is as tall crouching as most characters are standing. So with the right connects of Tatsu, the last hit will push out, and it's safe unless parried. So from particular ranges and particular strengths of Tatsu, it's actually surprisingly, like, annoying. I think Arian does, yeah. The different Tatsus are different heights, so I don't actually know whether Arian ducks any of them. I think there's a few Tatsus where you can crouch as some characters, but not as others. Or rather, some characters can crouch like one Shoto's Tatsu, but not other Shoto's Tatsu. Yeah, Kuma does the same thing, but actually on a few characters. Chun-Li can actually do it with spinning bird kick too, amusingly. On characters who can't crouch that, she can do specific spinning bird kicks that leave her kind of far away, so even though they're minus, they're hard to punish. Nice. The funny thing about that is if it was all parried, it would have been safe. Nice. Oh, non-EX Rekka. Lower short won't combo to regular Rekka, but didn't matter there. Let's chip out. Oof, ran into a lot of stuff. Nice little parry. Jesus. Empty jump heavy DP. to catch the Sotek. He had the stand short, stand strong, stand short link, but he didn't confirm it. Attack on the way up, attack on the way down. I do that too. It's a nice little trick at all levels of third strike, actually. What people often won't be ready for. So you return to a forward jump state after being air parried. Or rather, after being parried midair. One very slightly annoying thing about Oro is that after you do an air parry, your double jump is consumed. Oh, we're out. We're done. I'm gonna go chill with my friends, I think. I'm gonna try anyway. It's been fun, everyone.